I was informed today that it was an anniversary of the 97 people who died at a Liverpool game. It is something I feel like we need to at least acknowledge. Hillsborough disaster. Yes, thank you, Disco.
So are you saying the fans are to blame then?
The police certainly aren't to blame.
April 15th, 1989, the date forever etched in the history of football. The Hillsborough disaster, the day when a game turned into one of the darkest moments in sports history. Today, we delve into the tragedy, the aftermath, and the fight for justice.
Okay, just that scene alone, where they're like pressed up against the freaking fence. Ouch. Okay. I know this is sad, and I hope it doesn't ruin my mood.
That followed. Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield, home to Sheffield Wednesday Football Club, was the venue for the FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. The stage was set, with 54,000 fans eager to watch the match. But beneath the excitement, danger was lurking. The Leppings Lane Terrace, where Liverpool supporters were situated, was divided into pens, separated by high fences. These pens were intended to prevent pitch invasions, but on this day, they would play a tragic role in one of football's greatest catastrophes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I believe I heard this when we were talking about this tragedy, but please let me know in the chat if it's right or not. I believe this is back when it was standing room only in the stadium, or at least big parts of the stadium.
As kickoff approached, thousands of Liverpool fans were still outside the stadium, struggling to enter through the limited turnstiles. With time running out and the pressure mounting, the police made a fateful decision. At 2:52 p.m., an exit gate was opened to relieve the congestion, allowing a surge of fans into the already packed central pens of the Leppings Lane Terrace. Within minutes, what should have been a joyous occasion turned into a scene of unimaginable horror. Fans were crushed against the barriers, unable to move, unable to breathe. At 3:06 p.m., the match was halted as the scale of the disaster became evident.
Sorry. That's freaking horrific.
But for many, it was...
First of all, even pens, like just the term, right? Like it sounds like you're rounding cattle up. That's a very American reference, right? It sounds like you're wrangling cattle, but it that's what it sounds like. So like it almost has a like perfect storm entrance to the whole thing, right? They're setting themselves up for tragedy, I feel like.
Was already too late. The immediate aftermath was chaotic. While some fans managed to escape, others remained trapped in the deadly crush. The emergency response was criticized for being slow and disorganized. Survivors and witnesses were left traumatized, while the families of the victims were left devastated, seeking answers that were slow to come. In the wake of the disaster, the Taylor Report was commissioned to investigate. It concluded that the primary cause was the failure of police control, particularly the decision to open the exit gate and the failure to close off the already full central pens. The report led to significant changes in stadium safety regulations, including the removal of standing terraces in favor of all-seater stadiums. But for the families of the victims, the search for justice was far from over.
So there's a lack of, like, the security. I don't know what, obviously, the details of the report or anything like that, but so the security just, like, who decided to open the exit? Was it the stadium? Because then the stadium would be at fault, right? Or the people who are, the people who are running the stadium. I just feel like there's probably a bunch of people that could have made different decisions. Just my opinion.
The initial inquest in 1991 returned a verdict of accidental death. a ruling that sparked outrage among the families, who believed the full truth had not been revealed.
Was it 96 people or 97? Because that sign said 96, but it says a story of 97. So can you guys check on that for me?
Adding to the pain, the Sun newspaper published a front-page story with the headline, "The Truth," falsely accusing Liverpool fans of horrendous acts during the disaster. These claims were later proven to be completely unfounded, leading to a widespread and enduring boycott of the newspaper. In 2012, the Hillsborough Independent Panel revealed the shocking extent of the cover-up, uncovering evidence that police had altered 164 witness statements and that 41 of the 97 victims might have survived with proper medical care. Following the panel's finding,
Okay, come on. That's ridiculous.
then Prime Minister David Cameron issued a formal apology. In 2016, a new inquest delivered a verdict of unlawful killing, holding the police responsible for gross negligence and clearing the fans of any blame. The Hillsborough disaster has left an indelible mark on football. It led to crucial changes in stadium safety and crowd control, ensuring that such a tragedy would never happen again. For the city of Liverpool, the fight for justice was long and painful, but it united the community in a common cause. The phrase "justice for the 97" remains a powerful symbol of the ongoing struggle for truth and accountability. The Hillsborough disaster is a somber reminder of the importance of safety, justice, and the relentless pursuit of truth. It is a story of tragedy, but also of resilience and the enduring fight for what is right. As we remember those who lost their lives, we continue to honor their memory by ensuring that such a tragedy is never repeated.
Our hearts go out to all the families who lost their loved ones.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, hearts, thoughts, and prayers or anything like that, if that's your thing. Go out to families, anyone that was even involved, and survived. It's such a traumatic thing. Jesus. Thank you to Unreal Tactics, the YouTube channel that put that together. I appreciate it. Because it's pretty informative. Just take a moment, please, if you don't mind. So I have a couple questions. I have questions. First, who made the decision to open the exit gates? Who made the decision to not close the pens? Who made the decision to call them pens? Who decided that it was okay for the newspaper to lie and for the police to alter the friggin' statements? What the hell is that? And why did it take so long for medics to get there? They should have been there, right? Those are my questions. My takeaway before I get to your comments. The police are supposed to be there to serve and protect. I mean, that's the slogan that we have in America. That's what I've grown up knowing that they're supposed to be there for. And if they're not there to protect you, or if they do their best to protect you and they make a mistake, right? Because people make mistakes. Everyone has bad days at work. This is a huge mistake and it costs a lot of people lives. It costs a lot of people anguish, and it really ruined a lot of people's futures. So, just admit it. Don't be a dick. Admit your fucking mistake. That's one thing about policing in the US that I hated. Anytime a policeman made a mistake, it was always justified in some way. And it's sickening every time it happens, no matter where it happens. This shouldn't have happened. These people shouldn't have lost their lives. This shouldn't have been an issue. There should have been crowd control ahead of time. It's a league game. It's not like it's the first one ever. They know what the hell is going to happen. If Liverpool's playing in a small stadium, you know it's going to be packed. You know it's going to be sold out. Liverpool's a huge club. I can't remember. I think they said Nottingham Forest. Was that right? I don't know how big a club they are. I saw their stadium. Looked big to me, but I don't know how that is relevant to where they, how big the club actually is. But I know Liverpool's huge. So all that stuff should be consideration well ahead of time. When you're planning the event, security should be the utmost. for everyone's safety. And I know a lot of people complain about things like the CCTV cameras being around all the time and always having like police presence in big events. I guess coming from America, I'm used to stuff like that. We don't have as many cameras as you guys have overall throughout the UK, but we always have a police presence everywhere. And we have guns everywhere. So we like armed police, right? Everywhere. So I guess I'm just used to that and it doesn't bother me nearly as much. And that really being on camera doesn't bother me either. I'm not doing anything wrong and I'm not doing anything that in public that I, like if you're doing it in public, someone's going to see you regardless of whether it's on a camera or not. So I don't know. There's legitimate concerns about being monitored constantly, of course, but there's also legitimate reasons to have it, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Horrible tragedy. I hope everybody just takes a moment and thinks about it. Those people lost their lives. Those people whose lives were changed forever from that deserve at least a moment.